Hello guys and welcome back to Scottish and Scared. I'm Stefanie.
I'm Shannon.
And we are here today to tell you another spooky tale.
Ooh.
I don't know how you say that because these are
spooky.
really not that spooky. Unsettling is the word I would use. How are we today, Shan? How are we today?
I am alright. I'm tired, but
Shannon has another Corona
of course.
in front of me here. I have a monster.
Ooh. Going all out today, Stefanie.
No, seriously, for years and years and years, I've never drank energy juice, ever. I've never drank Red Bull, I've never drank Monster, Rockstar, none of that. I just believe that it's like really bad for your heart and stuff, okay? But one day my dad came home from work and he was like, Stefanie, do you want a wee, I think it was Monster, do you want a wee Monster? And I was like, no, I don't drink that stuff, Dad. But then, I don't know why, but I just took this craving for a bit of sugar and I drank one and I swear it was as if I'd just done like 3 shots of like tequila and I was buzzing. And I was like, and my humour was in peak. Like, and I was shaking and everything. So
That's
ever
mad.
since that day, I've been turned in that
I
state.
can't really drink Monster. Monster's too sweet, I think.
I don't know.
I think it tastes like the seed of sherbet straws used to get. You used to cut the top off and then pour them in your mouth. I think it tastes like that.
So we have a few things that we would like to address at the start of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
The first being the creaky chair from the first 2 episodes. We have since
Banished it.
Yeah. It's been banished to the outskirts and we have invested in a much more sturdy, non-creaky,
comfortable chair.
Shannon's currently doing some aerobics over there and
You've got to keep the fitness going, Steph.
Can't hear it.
Come on.
Can't hear the chair.
Yes.
Nope. We also would like to address the technical issues. There was a booming noise in the last 2 episodes. It turns out that there was like something loose in one of the mic arms. It was every time the table moved, it was like pinging one of the springs in the arm. We have since also corrected this issue. So there should be no more bang noises, creaky noises.
Apart from my neck and my bones, but
pretty much. But that should all be pretty much sorted now. Probably not that interesting to you guys, but you know, something that happened to us this week. We planned our first family trip this year.
To Millport.
For those of you who don't know where Millport is, it's in Largs here in Scotland. You go to Largs and you get the ferry to the island. It's at Millport as an island. I think that's insane that this year we have literally only been able to travel from August. So this whole year is just like in the bin.
I know, I was meant to be going to Vegas and that's no longer happening.
Shannon was supposed to be flying to Vegas in September.
I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted.
Yep.
But hey ho, on to better things.
Yep. We used to go to Millport all the time when we were younger with our great aunt and uncle, Auntie Betty and Uncle Tom. Mm-hmm. It's just a place that has really good memories for us.
It's like a home away from home.
Exactly, and it's somewhere that we're probably going to take our kids and make memories with them that we made with our parents. It's just
memory about cycling round.
It's just one of those places. It's an island. It's really small. There's not a lot of houses or people that live there.
It's quite remote.
It's very remote. It's the only thing that you can actually do there that's like an activity is cycle actually around the island.
Which is torture if you're a child.
Which is something that we used to do every time we went. Our Uncle Tom, he actually drives, so he would drive us there and he would drive alongside us as we cycled around the island.
And say, are you okay? Do you want to come in the car? When no, you're meant to be driving around it, but...
Yeah, so he would ask us maybe every like 40
minutes.
yards, are you okay? Do you need to come in the car? Have you got cramp? And eventually, yes, you, Shannon, and my younger sister would give up.
Told you I'm the flight.
Yep, would give up under pressure. I am the member of the family who never gives up, and I made it all the way around.
You were older, come on. You were actually 2 years older
Shannon, I'm 2 years older than you.
But think about it, I was like 8. You're trying to get an 8-year-old to cycle around the full island.
I thought it was great.
You were 10.
There was cows. Another thing about Millport that's a really good memory for us is Crocodile Rock.
Oh, that is amazing. It's terrifying.
Yep. For people that have been there, you obviously know what we're talking about. Crocodile Rock is just this rock that kind of comes out of the ocean. When the tide's out, it's just a rock formation. But the way that
it's painted.
Yep, it's painted. So like some of the residents, they painted a face of a crocodile on it because it kind of looks like a crocodile. But when the tide's in, it's like it protrudes from the water,
and it looks like a crocodile coming out.
And it's absolutely horrifying.
Aye, it's terrifying.
It's horrifying. But we used to go and have our pictures taken
on it, so we're going to go back
with this rock. So we want to go back now that we're a lot older, because I think the last time we went, we were...
I must have been about 10.
And so, yeah, so like 12.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 25 now, so...
Yeah, and I'm 23. Jesus.
I really want to see if I can still get up there on that rock.
Let's just hope the tide's out and not in, because I'm not going out there when the tide's in.
Here's hoping that we can get out there
Have some fun.
with no COVID-related issues and have some fun cycling around the island, which I don't think I'm going to be able to do at my age, let's be honest here.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too fun.
I'm not that fit anymore.
You can try. Just remember the pub can be the other end.
Another thing, I think in our Loch Ness Monster episode, I said that I don't know why Scottish people are associated with ginger hair.
Mm-hmm.
I have since been informed by my father that the reason is because in Our Willie,
Aye.
the character has ginger hair, and it's a Scottish, like...
Figure.
Was it like the Beano or something?
Aye.
I'm going to get absolutely slaughtered for not knowing what this is. But I have no idea.
Sorry, I'm the
I
dolly
know
one.
it's like a comic book
Yeah.
kind of thing. But the character Willie has ginger hair. But I looked at the character, and I don't think he has ginger hair. I think he has blonde hair.
Strawberry blonde.
But Shannon
Come
says
on.
it's strawberry blonde. So, you know, whatever you guys can weigh in at, I don't think he's ginger. I think that he's blonde.
Strawberry. Don't forget that little
Strawberry
in there.
No, I don't believe it. But that's basically all we have to update you guys on. We don't really have much. There's nothing really interesting happened this week. Again.
Nothing to do.
Nope.
Still not wanting to go out.
Nope.
To the pubs because I'm
Nope.
refusing to book in.
It's weird that it's like, I don't have the urge to go. Like before you'd be like, oh, I want to go out to lunch with my friends, or I want to go for coffee with my friends. Now I'm just like, I'm not interested.
No.
I don't want to go to the pub. I don't want to go out drinking. Well, I don't drink.
You don't want to do anything like that?
I
that you
don't
would
want to.
normally
I
do?
just don't want to. Like I just don't have the. Like my friends to go for dinner at the end of the month, and I'm like, I want to go, but I'm like, why? Because it's just like
It's not going to be.
It's not the same. Anyway, so today's episode is on something that Shannon's very excited about.
I'm buzzing. This shit freaks the shit out of me.
She absolutely loves stuff like this. I don't know why. It's the weirdest thing to be interested in. It's just. Sorry,
But you've got to.
That was my straw.
I genuinely think what we're about to talk about is, and it's madness. It is absolute madness. So
Well,
just wait and see.
Right, so yeah, we'll talk about it then, like our thoughts and stuff. But so today's episode is about 6-year-old Cameron McAuley, a little boy who comes from our hometown, Glasgow, at least in this life anyway.
Yep.
He comes from Glasgow. Cameron lives with his single mother Norma and his older brother Martin. They seem like a normal, happy little family, nothing out of the ordinary. Then as Cameron grew older and began to talk, he started to state that he was from a place called Barra.
Madness.
Now Barra is a small remote island in the Outer Hebrides here in Scotland. It's a very small island and it only has a population of around 1,174 people, so that's really small. You can only get to the island by boat, or it's an hour-long flight, which isn't really that bad.
No.
The strange thing is that his mother Norma has never spoken about this island,
Or never been.
Exactly, she's never visited it. She's never spoken. She's never watched a program about it. She's never visited it, so she has no idea how her little boy knows
so much
and anything about this island. But naturally, she thought Cameron was just, making
child.
things up, telling stories like little kids do,
Mm-hmm.
and she's kind of just went along with it. So I know when I was younger, I didn't make things up, but like...
You had like be imaginary friends and you had like stories that you would tell over and over and over again.
Pretty much. Plus, I think I was a pretty disturbed child, as in, as I said, like I love horror, I love anything weird. So I was proper like, I would freak people out.
Aye, just for your own
As
entertainment.
a child. No, I would just freak people out. Like my mum would come in and I'd be watching like a horror movie, like, and why are you watching this? You're like 8. And I'd be like, shh, get it. Like I would freak people out. So kids, that's just something that kids do.
Yeah, but this one is just...
As Cameron got older, again, and his speech started to fully develop, he continued to say he was from this island, Barra, and could describe his life there in much greater detail. He told his mother that he lived in a white house with his parents and his 3 brothers and sisters. His favourite thing to do on the island was take his black and white dog to the beach and play with his brother and sisters. So these are things that you could just write off and say, oh, he's making up stories again. You know, it's pretty generic to say, oh, I like to go to the beach.
Aye. Any child could like to go to the beach.
So that's just something that you could just write off and say, cool, that's fine. Yeah, you like to go to the beach. Yeah, that's a nice story. Cameron, he never deviated from these stories. Usually when a kid's telling a story like that, they'll tell it differently every time they speak to someone. But every time Cameron was asked, he would say the exact same thing. The story never changed. None of the aspects of the story, none of the people in the story.
It just got better.
Exactly, it just got more detailed. He consistently told these tales and they never changed. The more Cameron talked about his life in Barra, the more specific his descriptions became. He had what he and his mother call his Barra dad. This was his father from his life on Barra, and he even gave him the name Shane Robertson.
Yeah.
When Norma asked if they could visit his Barra dad, he told her that they could not because he had died. Cameron said he did not look left and right and was knocked down by a car. He also talked about his Barra mum. He would tell his mother that he was with his Barra mum before she had him and that the two would really like each other.
Yeah, which is weird.
When Norma asked Cameron who he loved more, her or his Barra mum, he told her he loved them both the same, which is kind of cute. That's really cute. As well as Cameron being able to describe his life in Barra, he was also able to describe what I would deem as his death. When his mother would ask how he got her, like here with her.
Yeah, that's weird.
He would tell her that he was in Barra and he fell through to her, like as if he
black hole.
As if he fell through a hole. So to me, that would, if he is talking about past life, that to me that sounds like the moment that he died and he kind of moved on to the next life, which is really bizarre. It was at this point that Cameron began to show real emotional attachment to this memory of his Barra mum. One day when he was at nursery, which is kindergarten, preschool,
everywhere else,
he told the teachers he did not want his real mum to come pick him up that day. He wanted his Barra mum to pick him up, and he was very, very upset, distraught, and visibly distressed. He kept saying that he had to go to go meet his Barra family because they were really, really missing him. So that's really sad.
That a child's actually experiencing that inconsistently.
To me, that's not made up because
it can't be.
He's so upset, as if he's actually thinking in his mind,
they're missing me. Why am I not with them?
So obviously, but this must have been really, really difficult for his mum, because how do you comfort your child when they're upset about something?
They don't want you. They want another mum.
Plus, you don't know if they are making that up or if it's real. So
because no one's ever heard of something like with that. Do you know what I mean? Like
it's just like, how do you comfort a child that's upset about a family that you
don't know nothing of?
You don't even know if they're real. Norma really wanted to take Cameron to Barra to see if this would make him feel any better, see if the things that he was saying were accurate. Although she did believe her son knew this island, she really wanted to understand why. Was there a rational explanation
as to how he seen it on the telly or something?
So Norma visited Dr. Chris French, he's a psychologist, to see if she could get some sort of answers as to why Cameron was experiencing these things. This doctor was adamant that what Cameron was experiencing was false memories, which is basically just made up memories that are influenced by something that you've seen or heard or someone's told you or something you read in a book. The doctor's opinion is basically that Cameron has seen this somewhere or someone's told him this, and obviously Norma, she knows her son, and she said it was very unlikely that he had, because he wasn't allowed to watch television without her being present.
Yeah.
And he wasn't allowed to talk to other people without his mum being present. Obviously he's 6 years old. So she was telling this doctor there's no way that this could be
not real, or
this could be that's what that is, because if Cameron had seen this in like a television programme or someone had told him this, his mum would know because she would have seen it as well, and she says that she has absolutely no knowledge
recollection or anything of it.
Of Barra. She has no knowledge of it, so she kind of was like, no, I don't think that's what it is. The doctor then said that maybe someone had told Cameron all of these stories from Barra and that he had kind of taken them on as his own, which I think is really bizarre to say, because when is a 6-year-old going to be alone with someone who's going to tell them all these stories
in so much detail,
in so much detail
that remember for 2 years old, do you know what I mean,
without his mum or someone being present? I think that's really weird. Again, Norma told the doctor that there was nobody in the family or their circle of friends who had ever seen or heard of Barra, so the chances of someone sitting him down and being like, listen, this happened and this happened, it's very unlikely. I understand what the doctor's saying. If a kid hears something, their little minds are like sponges, so they kind of just take in all this information and they kind of regurgitate it. He was able to name names Like,
I
he
know,
said his
his
dad's
dad.
name was Shane.
And the surname.
That's pretty specific.
Yeah.
So who would be talking to him and telling him, like, that's just bizarre to me.
Yeah.
I think we all have had an instance where we've said something in front of a kid and they've went and told their mum or their dad what you said and you've got in trouble for it. I know I have done that on several occasions.
Yeah, big time. Adele, sorry. Calvin actually catches everything and picks up everything.
Oh, I do it with my nephew Jackson. It's not even things I've said. He'll just go in and say, Mum, Stephanie's doing whatever it is, like grassing me in.
Shocking.
It's terrible.
They could get you shot, like literally.
So it's safe to say that Norma didn't get any answers from the doctor, so she then contacted Karen Majors, who is an educational psychologist. She specialises in children and their fantasy lives. Mm-hmm. In her experience, the way in which Cameron described his experiences was not like anything that she had ever seen within her field. She claimed that when a child has an imaginary friend or a world, usually they know it's pretend and they kind of come out of it really easily. Mm-hmm. But Cameron had always said
he's got a physical and
his Barra life
attachment.
Was real and never said any different.
Mm-hmm.
It was the doctor's opinion that other avenues were explored. So that's kind of true. Like when kids do have imaginary friends, usually when you say, say their imaginary friend's called Bunny, or does Bunny want to come and whatever, blah, blah, sometimes kids will come out of it and be like, Bunny's not real, or
aye, Bunny's not here, like what you talk about.
They kind of do come out of it, and obviously as they get older, they kind of start to...
The phase goes away.
They kind of start to forget facts, they kind of start to forget things that they've said, but Cameron consistently, as he's gotten older, he's 6 in this story, so for 6 years, we'll say...
He was 2, he was saying it all?
It's been the same the whole time.
Because it was wee bits, then it was getting more detailed as he was getting older.
Mm-hmm. Over the past 50 to 60 years, there have been around 2,000 reports of children who can recount a past life in great detail, just like Cameron can, which is bizarre. Absolutely insane. There has even been a department set up at the University of Virginia in America to investigate these cases of children with past lives, a lot of which have been proved to be accurate based on the information provided by these children. The department is headed by psychiatrist Mr. Jim Tucker, who got in contact with Norma after hearing about Cameron's story and was extremely interested in investigating it. He was so interested, in fact, that he decided to fly to Glasgow, meet up with Norma and Cameron and try and investigate Cameron's story.
Yep.
So this guy has...
Came faith body, what, Virginia?
Virginia in America, and has set up an entire department that's goal is to investigate these claims by children.
To see if they're
real.
Fiction or non-fiction, aye.
And he did say that a lot of them are real. They can go back in history. They find these people,
you can find the buildings,
families, deaths. That it's things that they can physically prove.
Yeah.
He basically sat down with Cameron and asked him a number of questions, all of which Cameron answered in great detail. The kind of questions he was asking were like, what kind of house did you live in? How many rooms were in the house? What does your dad's hair look like? Like really specific questions. And on and on and on. Norma then decided it was time to visit Barra and see if she could get some answers and put her mind at ease once and for all. Because, I mean, that must be stressful.
Yeah, as a mum, like, trying to comfort your own son and then try to comfort yourself as well, like, trying not to lose it. Like, why is he talking about this?
Nowadays, if a kid was to do that, you would probably be like, okay, I need to take them to see a psychiatrist because there's something wrong. There's something wrong. So that must be really stressful. She's trying to believe her son and not make him feel like
there is
he's doing something wrong.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, she has absolutely no idea
what's going on,
why he's having these experiences,
and how he knows where it is.
I know it's
I just think it's bizarre for a 2. When I was first started talking about it was 2, like how he knew of Barra.
Well, 2. That's that.
Like you're only just starting to kind of like talk like one a bit.
Well, like nowadays you've got iPads and you've got phones, so like it's easy for a kid to see something
like for YouTube
that they shouldn't see. But this was like in the 90s,
aye,
the early 2000s, so like that kind of stuff wasn't
really about. It was really fucking MSN and all that.
MSN.
You did MSN, Addy.
Remember that? That was so bad. So Dr. Jim Tucker accompanied them on the trip to Barra with his list of questions to try and validate the answers that Cameron had provided. Mm-hmm. It was the doctor's opinion that taking a child back to a place where they'd experienced a previous life, it could possibly be traumatic for them, because you don't know
what happened.
They don't, if it's real, you don't know what kind of life they did have there, and it can be really, really, really traumatic. Plus, think about a child, right, thinking that they belong in this different place in this different time, and then you take them to that place and time. like, they must
And
go
it's not
through
the
this
same,
internal, am I supposed to be here? Why am I there?
Where am I?
That must be really scary. Well, I would think that's really...
Yeah,
They must have, like, an internal, like,
They were just going to completely
meltdown.
had a shock.
Mm-hmm. It could also provide them with some sense of perspective and allow them to move on in their current lives. So it could kind of... It's
Put it
kind of like a
behind them.
closure thing.
Yeah.
And they can move on and it's not going to affect them anymore. So it's kind of one or the other.
This bit gets sad.
Yeah, Shannon does know a lot about this, just so you guys know. This is where things get, for me anyway, really, really strange.
Yes.
They travelled to the island on a small plane, and when they reached their destination, the plane did not land on a runway, but on a small beach.
Which he said.
Now, Cameron had previously said that when he lived in Barra, the planes wouldn't land on a runway, they would land on the beach.
How would he know that? Do you know what I mean? It's bizarre.
And he also told his mum that he lived in a house where he could see the planes landing on the beach. So the fact that the plane actually did land on a beach is actually,
That's
to me,
one thing ticked off.
That's bizarre. Like, how would he know that?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I've never actually been anywhere where the planes
land on a beach.
Land on the beach.
It's wee small planes though.
What? Yeah.
It's like, remember Pippin? You had to watch that, and they had the wee dog.
Oh my god, Pippin.
And they used to fly around like that's. Like,
what was that called? Come Outside.
It's a wee song. I'm not going to do it.
Come outside. And it had the wee dog Pippin.
Aye, it's a pure wee
Pippin.
old dog. Pippin, come on, Pippin. Pippin.
That was such a good programme.
Mm-hmm. Right, backtracking.
It was basically a woman that, an old woman who flew a plane with her dog.
And it was a really old dog, but he was cute. And he was called Pippin.
And he was called Pippin. So, for anybody that's like really, really interested in this, there is a documentary called The Boy Who Lived Before, which I actually watched for this episode. And when you see them landing on the beach, his face,
everything,
you can just see that he's just so happy.
And he's overwhelmed as well.
It's so heartwarming. Mm-hmm. You can just tell he's so happy to be there. And then he turns to his mum and he says, "See, I told you it was all true." And it's just like, oh my
it's
god,
so sad.
So if you're really wanting to actually see it
for yourself, it's only like 49 minutes or something long.
Go watch that documentary because it doesn't just cover Cameron's story, it actually covers
quite a lot
other people's stories as well. The next day, Norma and Jim go to the local heritage centre to try and find any records of the Robertson family living on the island and to see if there were any car accidents involving Cameron's supposed Barra dad. They met with Callum McNeil, the island's local historian, and he told them that the name Shane, which is the name that he gave his Barra dad, was not a name that he was particularly familiar with.
Right.
But the family name Robertson, although not common on the island, did feature throughout the years. Now, it's important to say that, as I said before, the island is tiny, so that's why this historian knows so much about
who comes in, who goes out.
Exactly. So, because that sounds like he knows
everybody. Do you know what I mean?
But it's really, really small. It's one of those communities where everybody knows everybody, that kind of thing.
All the houses are right next to each other as well. Like, it's so compact.
Mm-hmm. So there was no record of anyone by the name of Robertson living in a house by the shore at all. Cameron had said that he lived in a little white house by the shore, and Callum says that there's no record of anyone with that name living anywhere near the shore. So that's kind of disheartening
for him. But
let's remember, he is a kid, so he could have just got the name wrong, or he could have, I don't know, just, he's a kid, so, not everything.
He got the planes landing on the beach, right, so I'm with him on this one.
I mean, that one is a biggie.
Yeah.
But that is kind of disheartening. Mm-hmm. So the next step was to try and find the house that Cameron had claimed to live in with his parents and siblings. He said he was able to view the planes land on the beach from his window, which would have put his house in the north end of the island. Mm-hmm. So off they went in search of this little white house. They drove around the north end of the island in a small bus trying to find the house, but Cameron did not recognise any of the surroundings or any of the houses, unfortunately. At this point, they're all kind of starting to get a little anxious, they're getting a bit nervous. Cameron's starting to get a little bit anxious and disheartened because
he can't find that.
No, it's actually really sad. And they've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. Mm-hmm. And it's really not going that well.
And now that it's came, they're like...
And
no. Are we going to break his heart? Like, it's going to break...
They've landed on the island in the way that Cameron said they would. So they must be like...
There's something.
They must be like really hyped and like, oh, this is exactly, this is real. They're kind of just starting to get a wee bit disheartened now because they can't find
the house.
Anything that he's claiming. As I said, they weren't able to validate any of Cameron's claims with the what we just said, the exception of the plane landing on the beach. So they kind of returned to the hotel that night and, everyone was in low spirits, disheartened. The next morning, they received a call from Callum McNeil, the local historian, and he asked them to come in and see him as soon as possible, as he needed to speak with him urgently. That morning, Callum had received a phone call notifying him that there was in fact a family living on the north end of the island with the name Robertson in a white house by the shore.
Yes.
So you're probably thinking that this is a wee bit weird timing. Sounds a little bit like a setup.
Yeah.
Sounds a little bit like that's obviously been planned. But no, Callum, the historian, his records were only for properties owned by islanders themselves.
So not renting.
The Robertsons were not originally from Barra. They were actually from the mainland, and they had lived in that house in the 60s and 70s. They weren't on the records as
homeowners.
They did own the house, but because they came from
a different
mainland, they weren't islanders, as they call them. So with this new information and directions to the house, Norma, Cameron and Jim set off to see if they could find it. But they never told Cameron where they were travelling to. They kind of wanted to see if he was able to identify the area and the house on his own, which is exactly what I would do.
Yep.
When they reach the house, they get out of the bus and they slowly walk towards it, watching for any sort of reaction from Cameron. When they reach the front gate of the house, Cameron becomes visibly distressed and he just starts to cry.
It's horrible. Like, you need to watch it, guys.
Yeah, go watch it. He just starts to cry and it's like, that's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know if he's crying because he's sad or if
he's happy.
Or if he's crying because he's happy that he's seen this house. He tells his mum that this is the house, and they kind of do like a little walk around. They go inside, they look at all the rooms.
Oh.
And everything that Cameron had told his mum
and described
about secret gates, rooms, open fires, they were all in the house.
It was all there, and the window.
Yep. There was also a window that looked out onto the beach where landing planes could be seen. Everything that he told them about this house was correct. It was real.
It was there.
So this kind of concluded their trip to Barra. And Cameron was happy to go back to Glasgow, satisfied that he had got to see his Barra home once more.
And he proved to his mum that it was real.
Back home, they were still very interested in trying to find out as much as possible
about his family.
Yep, about the Robertson family to further validate Cameron's claims. Norma met with a genealogist, Ruth Borum, who had researched the Robertson family history for her. She found that the Robertsons originally came from Glasgow, so where we are.
Yep.
And had owned a little white house on Barra for almost 20 years.
Oh.
She also managed to locate someone from the family currently living in Scotland called Jelly Robertson, along with her contact details should Norma want to reach out. Now, if I'm Jelly Robertson and I get a phone call from someone saying,
"My wee boy thinks you're his mom.
Hi, it's Norma here.
Norma.
I have a 6-year-old here who thinks that you're his sister from a past life.
It's madness.
Is there any possibility that we could meet up and you could meet Cameron? No, bye. That's exactly how it would go.
Yeah.
That's like, really bizarre.
That would freak someone out so much. Like, so much, but I love it.
I'd just love to see how that phone call went because that's really... What?
That's a mad one.
Jilly is obviously not like us. She must be very...
So super happy.
Yep, very, very open-minded. Turns out Norma did reach out to her and arranged to meet with Jilly in the hope she could tell her some stories about her early life on Barra. Before Norma met with Jilly, she thought it right to tell Cameron the news, which really didn't pan out as expected. When she told Cameron, he had a really negative reaction to this news. Norma said it was like someone had flicked a switch. One minute Cameron was very happy and having fun with his brother, and the next he was crying, saying he was too frightened and didn't want to meet with Jilly. So that's really weird.
Yeah.
Like, why he's scared. But then, that must be terrifying.
No.
If that kid knows that that's his sister from a previous life.
Could you imagine? And you're like, I should be like the same age as you, but I'm a child.
It's crazy. So the next morning, Cameron wakes up and he goes into his mum room and he starts asking if Jilly could be his sister. And he then said that he did want to meet her. He really wanted to go meet her. So it's very chop and change. One minute
he's happy, want to do it.
The next minute he doesn't want to do it. He's too scared. But he's 6. So, I mean, you can't really expect
a 6-year-old to be like, aye, right, I'm going to do it.
Too much.
Mm-hmm.
The meeting went ahead and Norma took Cameron to meet Jilly Robertson, who potentially could have been Cameron's sister from a previous life. Jilly brought out a photo album showing the house they lived in, well on Barra, and the beach right beside it.
Yep.
So if you go watch her documentary, you'll see that there's photographs. She pulls out this photo album and she goes through the photographs, and the house that's in the photographs is the house that they had just been to on Barra. It's exactly the same house. To me, it looks like the exact same house anyway. Norma asked if they had a dog, as Cameron repeatedly said he would play on the beach with a black and white dog.
Yep.
Jilly told them that there was a couple living in the house who had a sheepdog or a collie.
Yeah, which is a spitting.
Which is a black and white dog.
Yep.
Which is really, again, another thing that's weird. But then
TikTok.
everybody has dogs, and then especially in those like outer islands, there is a lot of sheep.
Yeah, so you would have
And there's
like
a lot of farms. Collies are kind of that kind of dog.
Mm-hmm.
So although a lot of the things that Cameron is saying can be validated, there are still a lot of things that can't. Jilly said there was nobody in the family who had been called Shane, or anyone who had died in a car accident. So the story about Cameron's Barra dad can't be validated, unfortunately.
Yeah, so we don't know.
I mean, you could say that maybe it wasn't his dad, it was just like a male figure in his life that had maybe had an accident that could have happened on the mainland, but it's hard to say what's real and what's not because it's a 6-year-old you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Jim Tucker, the psychologist, actually closed the case as inconclusive due to the conflicting information. Some things you're like, blow your mind, you're like, wow. That's... And then other things you're like,
can it?
So after all this, Cameron has become much more at peace and calm in himself. I think visiting Barra gave him the reassurance that these things actually happened to him.
Exist.
And that he didn't have to constantly try and seek validation from people about how he felt or the things that he was experiencing. Regardless of whether this is a past life or it's just an imaginary story made up by a kid, the things that he did get right to me are just so specific that it's hard for me to think that they're made up.
I don't think it's made up. I think it's genuine. So much.
Mm-hmm. So that's Cameron's story. It's pretty mad to me.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, like there's so many different stories out there of kids doing this
that you never heard of.
That I've personally never heard because past lives isn't something that I'm super into. It
blows your mind, like physically blows your mind, because you're like, how can a child of that age, from when they just start talking to, and they're like, oh, I've got another mum. Well, hold on a minute, like, what's going on here? You would physically be like...
Well, Cameron used to tell his mum that he wasn't... she was his stepmum.
And the Barra mum was his real mum?
Yeah, so to hear that as a mum must be...
traumatising.
A bit heartbreaking. But at the same time, you don't want to, like... You can't give him
you don't want to make your child upset either.
So
you just got to kind of go along with it.
It's really weird, but it's
interesting. Like, there's so much.
But also, you know how they say that children see ghosts more and they have more paranormal experiences because when you're small, you don't have that rational part of your brain that like tries to apply logic to everything. So when you're a kid, you just see everything for what it is.
Yeah.
So when you see a ghost, you just see it as a ghost because you don't have that logic part of your brain. Like when I see a ghost, I'm like, oh my god, there's a fucking ghost in there.
I like, what the fuck is that?
But
outer.
But a kid just sees a person, they don't see a ghost.
Yeah.
They just go, oh, there was a man in there.
They like to talk about it, because my dad always tells me stories about, like, we stayed in a flat in my mum's bedroom. You used to have like a cupboard you'd walk into, and I used to say that there was a man, he would come out with like a top hat on. I'd sit on my...
Oh no, Shannon, don't.
No, I swear to God, right? So he used to sit at the bottom of my bed and I'd feel like the bed move up, and that would wake me up, and I'd just see a shadow, like, walking out, and then I would walk to the front, like, walk out my room, walk out the hall, and then you turn left to my mum's room, and the cupboard's facing you, and the light would go on, and I would wake up.
Right. The reason that I'm telling you that's mad that you just said that is because last week I watched a programme called The Hat Man, and it was about people that have experienced paranormal experiences in relation to the Hat Man, who's a shadow person.
Aye, that was that. It was just a shadow
seen with a hat on.
Uh-huh.
Right? And I watched that last week. Now, I don't get scared by a lot of things, as you know, Shannon. I'm not one
You're
of them.
not that.
I honestly,
it's me.
It takes a lot to scare me. But this documentary freaked the fuck out of me. no, Shannon, I'm so serious. Like, I was so scared. I was actually one of the points where it's like, see when you walk through the hallway at night.
Oh, you need to turn the lights on.
No, I didn't have to turn the lights on, but I was proper uneasy.
You feel as if somebody's looking at you.
Also, in my room, I've got a fedora sitting on a shelf because I bought a fedora and I had it sitting.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up in the middle of the night and I seen it.
Just shit yourself.
I'm so serious. Like, nothing freaks me out. I could watch any horror film. It was the way it was portrayed in the documentary, like the imagery that you used. This big long...
It was long, like, that's what I see when I was a child. It must have been, I like, need to say my dad, like, next time I'm with him, but honestly, I would sit, like, on my bed, and it was like, to see your bottom of your bed, you could see the indent where someone was sitting, and
Shannon,
it would just rise, and then you just see a shadow. I swear,
you've just blew my mind, because I literally just watched this, and I was, like, so freaked out by it. I was like, this is so freaky.
No, that's how I love all this shit.
So you've probably actually seen The Hat Man. That's terrifying.
Well, I don't want to watch documentary, but I do now.
No, you don't want to watch it. It'll haunt you. If it haunts me, it haunts you.
That would have been haunted with him.
I know, it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying.
I'm still here, so he's probably in me like, ooh,
Okay, that's a
Stefanie.
bit weird, but okay. He's probably in you.
Like, that's a bit rude.
I know when I was younger, my nana always tells me these stories about how when I was young, I used to sit in the living room and I would talk to myself. But she
You
says...
did do that. I remember you doing that even when you were
What?
older. See, when you were like, no, I swear to God.
It's all coming out now,
I
guys.
swear, when you were like in bed, you used to sit, like you'd be sitting doing something and you'd be like,
Seriously?
I'd be like, a chant.
Oh my God, a chant.
Don't know what you're chanting.
So my dad makes this joke all the time that he's scared to come into my bedroom because he thinks that one day he's going to walk into my bedroom and I'm going to be levitating
Above your bed?
levitating above the bed.
No, honestly, if you were to see Stephanie, you'd be like, why are you thinking that? But honest to God, it is fucking hilarious.
What do you mean if you were to see Stefanie?
Because I've not seen us yet.
I know, but what do you mean? You think that people look at me and they automatically think Satanist?
Well, Jordan did.
Seriously?
No, I'm joking.
I was going to say that. It's so sad. Jordan is Shan's boyfriend. But when I was younger, my nana used to say that I would sit and have conversations with myself, but it wasn't like a kid sitting talking as if they were
Normally.
talking to an imaginary friend. It was as if a kid was actually sitting having a conversation with another human being.
You would pause and then talk again.
Exactly. I would pause and then I would talk again. But she says it like it's normal. Like she just goes, yeah, oh yeah, you used to do that all the time and you would be sitting. And I'm like, that's not normal. And then one day she said that she was like stripping the wallpaper from the wall in the living room one night, her and my granddad, and I was like really, I was small, so I must have been like 3 or 4. I had fallen asleep on the sofa, and when I woke up, I just woke up in this panic, and I was literally screaming that there was something black, like in front of the wall. See the wall where they'd taken all the
Yeah.
wallpaper off?
What, the fireplace?
No, it was just a wall. They were just stripping wallpaper, and they had left one of these walls bare to put wallpaper on. And I woke up in the middle, and I was hysterical, and I was saying, he's there, he's in front of the wall, he's black. And my nana was like, what is it? And I was adamant that
There was something there.
was this big black thing, and in
the
front
wall?
of in front of the wall. Well, she said I was staring at the wall, so I don't know. But
That's weird.
my nana said that she was scared because I was so scared. I was terrified, like I was shaking, and she had to take me out the room and take me in another room for me to go back to sleep.
Oh my
I was so
God.
scared. She said, you freaked your grand out that night as well. He came in and he was like, is she okay? Because I was having like a full meltdown. But that's the only time that like
You
anything like that's ever
remember it,
happened to me. When I was not, I don't remember it, but my nana was telling me about it.
Aye.
But that's the only time when I was younger that I've had like a full scale meltdown. Or there's something.
I've never had like meltdowns. Like anything that I've had, I've been like, oh, I want to know what it is. Like,
I don't.
No, I do.
What if it's a creepy old man? Like, we've got a...
Yeah.
Right, okay, I'm going to sound like an absolute psychopath. We have a ghost in this house, right? My dad's seen it, I've seen it, my brother's seen it.
Are you fucking shitting me?
Not being serious. My dad says that...
You're joking.
No, we're kind of the subject here, but we do this quite a lot. But, you know, the podcast is about spooky stuff, so who cares? My dad, me and my brother were in the living room the other night, and he walked through the hall and didn't see me and John in the living room, but seen someone sitting in my room, right? So he came into the living room and he seen me and John sitting on the couch and went, what? And then walked back out and went into my room, and then came back in the living room and said, Steph, I've just seen a guy sitting on the edge of your bed.
Get the fuck.
Because when he came into the living room, he was expecting me to be sitting there by myself, because
Aye.
obviously he must have thought John was
John
in
was
my
in
room.
the room.
But he wasn't, and my dad was like, I've just seen a guy sitting in your room. But he sees a guy walking in my room all the time.
In your room, Stephanie, move room. Get out. Get Aaron in there. Aaron, you're moving. Pass that.
He does all, like he double takes, like for sitting in the living room. He always like double takes, but a lot of us do that. He double takes and looks out the living room. And one night when we were sitting, he looked for a long time, and then he got up and he went into the hall to see if there was somebody there. And I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "I just seen a guy walk out of your room there. Like, it's always my room."
That's so strange.
It's no.
I think what we should do is Google the address of this house.
Right,
and
well,
see if some cunt's
I'm
been
not going to
murdered.
tell you my address, okay? But
That's quite sickening.
I will tell you the number that I live at.
Yep.
It's
Go for it.
666.
Yes, people.
And I'm not joking. I live at 666. That's the number of my house.
It's ridiculous.
But I find it quite comforting here. I don't find it weird or bizarre.
Of course you
or-
do. Of absolute course you do.
I'm not helping the case that I'm not a Satanist at all.
Oh, she is.
I don't find anything, but this is the thing, right? See, in this house, I don't feel
Scared?
uneasy or scared or as if there's something here that wants to, like, hurt me.
Aye. See, like ghosts and shit like that, like, I'm not scared of them. unless it was to come at me. See, sleep paralysis, if anyone's ever experienced that, you'll know my pain. But you feel as if there is someone physically on top of your chest pushing you and you cannot move. Your throat, it feels like someone's in your throat. Oh, I'm getting all agitated. I can't.
But I have things like this happen to me all the time. I have had so many weird things happen to me that we could probably make a whole episode about our ghost stories. But I've had really strange things happen to me when, you know, family members in the family have passed, or before they've passed. I've had really weird stuff happen to me that you just can't rationally explain.
Yeah.
But back to what we were actually talking about.
So guys.
Kids that see ghosts, or I don't know, like it's deja vu though.
Because see me, like if you walk by somewhere, you're like, I've been here before.
You know how they say deja vu is your past life? Or they say that if you have deja vu, then it's a sign that you're on the right track.
To something.
That you're on your track or something. I don't know.
Or it's freaky, because I was looking into that as well.
But I don't know.
But I've not got a birthmark. Well,
I've got 3.
Know that I can see on me, but when I went for an eye test, they said I had a birthmark on my eye, but I've never seen it, and I can't obviously fucking see it. So I don't know if they're talking shit.
You've got a birthmark on your eye?
Like, see behind my eye. Like, see, when I obviously get an eye test, and
I've never heard of that in my life.
And they can take like pictures like behind your eye and things, like see your retina and that. They said like on my eye there's like a black marking, and it's like a birthmark on my eye.
I have never heard of that in my life. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just saying I've never heard of that.
No, I don't think it's true. I think they're fucking lying, because I've still not seen it. But I don't have a birthmark, so I don't know if this is like my first life.
Any opticians out there, let us know. Can you have a birthmark on the back of your eye?
Let us know.
I don't think that's true, but...
And if so, how can I get in about finding it?
I've got 3. I've got one on my foot, I've got one in my inner thigh, and I've got one on my chest. So maybe I was shot in a previous life.
3 times.
You know how they say...
Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Oh no.
It's a chopper. Calvin, that's for you.
Oh no. But maybe you know, they say like where your birthmarks are signs of where you passed before. Maybe I was shot 3 times.
I got a shot in the face. Right in the eye.
Right in the eye.
I died instantly then. We're sorted.
Maybe you were in some sort of saw contraption.
Or I got shot with a bow and arrow right through the eye. I could have been in like medieval times or something.
Right, okay, that's perfectly plausible. That is perfectly plausible.
Past lives and all.
But in conclusion to this episode, I do believe that Cameron is experiencing something. I don't know what it is.
But it's something in Barra.
When they do these studies on kids, it's actually shown that, you know, when these kids that claim to have past lives and they can detail them and stuff, when they start to hit like age 6 and 7, this is when they kind of move out of it and they go
off track.
Or they go into their current lives and they totally forget about it, which I think is super weird. Because
they're starting to, like, when you get to like 6 and 7, you're kind of at school, so you're occupied more. Whereas when you're younger, you're just kind of playing and things. So you're at nursery, like preschool, you're just kind of like playing.
But maybe when you're small, maybe when everybody's small, we have these past life memories, but we don't know that's what they are.
And we just think.
Like maybe, well, you know, like me, I have this longing to be outside 24/7. I climb trees.
Oh, we love climbing trees, guys.
I climb trees. Like,
we can't get back down them.
No, you can't get back down them. Shannon can't get back down them.
No,
let Jordan, it be known.
And then Jordan tried to help Stefanie down, and she's done. Don't fucking touch me.
When I'm trying to concentrate and climb, I don't want somebody.
No, to be honest.
To tell me I don't know.
Try and help you.
Don't help me. Leave
no,
me.
He did elbow me in the eye prior to try to help you. So
he helped Shannon out of a tree and punched her on the face.
Not on purpose. That sounds so wrong. It does not hit me.
But like, I love climbing trees. I love being in nature. I
just love being out.
I love rolling in the grass. I'm vegan. I don't drink. I don't take drugs. Like, I'm a very, I don't know, boring person is what some people would call it.
Not boring, you're just different.
All of these things, like, they make me happy. So maybe in a previous life,
you did do.
I was a cow or something. Like maybe I lived in a field and I was like, just, you know, grazing. Because I love cows. Absolutely love cows. Maybe I was a farmer.
Maybe you're an alky farmer and that's why you don't drink anymore. Imagine that.
Totally. Can totally see myself doing that.
I'm jokes.
But I don't know, like I think if the things from your past lives kind of seep into your current life and influence how you make decisions.
Like how you react to things.
How you make decisions in your current life, or are you a completely different person with a different personality, different traits, different outlook on life, different values? Obviously, we're never going to know the answers to these things.
I know
these
they'll
are
never
just
know the
hypothetical
answer.
questions. Like,
Aye.
it's really interesting. It's like, would I be the same person that I am right now, just in a different time?
Aye, that's what I was wanting to like see when you do die.
Mm-hmm.
What happens? That is my question. I hope there's something up there for like everyone who's passed and family things.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't want to think like that's it. There's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I do. I hope there is something.
Also,
It's just that belief, isn't it? Really.
it's like, do you ever get that when you're? Well, I get it a lot when you're sitting and you just randomly something just pops into your head, and you go, "I need to do that."
Instantly.
Like me.
Yeah. Aye. I need to do that all the time.
Like, you always say to me, whenever you want to do something, you just go do it. And I'm like, because it just pops in my brain. I'm like, I need to go do that.
I need this.
Like, that could be like a memory or something that for a
Anything.
previous life, and it just pops in your brain. Because look at the painting.
I know.
I just one day decided I want to start painting, and I just started painting. And I can paint. Like, it's not like I'm
It's
doing...
not if you can't paint.
I'm
You're
doing,
good at
I'm
painting.
not doing like 5-year-old paintings. I can actually paint. So it's like, is that maybe something that I did in a previous life and popped in? And
Maybe you're an artist.
maybe
Imagine you were Van Gogh.
Van Gogh. It's Van Gogh.
No, I call him Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Imagine that though. Or like,
I don't know, guys. What do you think?
do you think Stefanie was an artist before?
Plus, I love tattoos. Like, I'm covered in tattoos.
Your body is art, literally.
So exactly. So it's like, is something from my previous life influenced that? Like, it's weird because one day I just decided I want to be covered in tattoos.
And she is covered. For those who have not met Stefanie, yes, she is covered.
No, I'm not.
You are literally.
I can still see some flesh.
I can see a little bit.
No, there's quite a lot. Let's be
You
honest.
can be the judge when you see her. It's like the big reveal. Like,
Never.
who is Stefanie? Who is she?
Never. I'm just going to live here in my cupboard.
It's quite cosy in here though. Like, it's not as if
Our podcast studio is a tiny little cupboard in my house that's about...
it's probably been haunted. That's probably the man who sits in Stefanie's room lived.
It's about 7 feet long and it's about 2 feet wide.
But we're fitting in it.
And we're sitting in it with 2 desks, laptops, mic.
And a few beers.
Well, you're drinking.
Cheers.
The ceiling, we live in a tenement building, so the ceiling is really, really high. But it's a perfect little studio. It's very quaint.
It's very fitting for the...
It's very ambient.
Yeah.
So that's it, guys. That's our episode on past lives.
Fire us about anything that
Yep.
yous have had.
Interesting stuff. And I would really, really, really like to read some other children's stories about this. See if we can see something kind of similar to this where they can actually
Link.
fully prove that it was real.
Mm-hmm. And get all the facts right rather than just ticking off some bit.
So if any of you guys have any stories of past lives, or you have one you would like to
Share yourself.
share with us, and we will go look into it for you, please send it over to us at scottishandscared@gmail.com. We'd be really appreciate that. We love reading stories, so anything. Go follow us on Instagram at scottishandscaredpod, and we will, fingers crossed, see you all next time. Stay weird, guys. Stay scared. Bye, guys.
Keep the heat.